What's going on, y'all? Oh, it's almost time for me to take this down. But anyway, let's just get into it, okay? Random video. Didn't even think I was gonna do it, but I don't even know if I talked about the one that says sins of our father, but this one is sins of our mother, okay? And it's about this lady named Lori. She had 3 kids, okay? 3 kids, and I believe 2 of them or whatever was from somebody else, and then the other one was adopted, who was a young boy, and I believe he was autistic too. Okay, and I don't know where you were and if you have not heard about this case, okay, because when this whole situation happened, it was everywhere. So when I looked at it, I started watching it before I excuse me, I actually looked at the trailer, right? Because every time a new documentary pop up on Netflix, I'm gonna watch it regardless. The sins of our father, I feel as though that shit was so goddamn fucked up, and he should have been put in jail for rape, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. He assaulted them women. He basically put his seed, his sperm, into all them women without their consent. And I feel like that's rape. But of course he didn't get no, it wasn't no law against it. He violated them women and had all them kids. And then, oh shit, what's wrong with my voice? He had all them kids, and his whole thing was he was trying to basically, I don't know, like, make a certain type of race. It was almost giving Nazi teas or whatever, but then at the same time, you up here passing down genetic fucking mutations and immunocompromised goddamn diseases and shit. So almost all them kids that he done made, they fucked up because he got illnesses that he didn't pass down to them. That's messed up. But sins of our mother, girl, I don't know what's going on. I got a little cold in my throat and it just won't move. But sins of our mother, this lady Lori, and I really don't need to go too deep into it. Basically, it was a big case. And I know, if you haven't even watched this Netflix documentary, it's only 3 episodes, probably like 45 minutes or less, or a little bit over there each episode, but it's really good. And it goes into details as to what happened with this case. This woman named Lori, who was with this man named Chad, and well, I should say she got manipulated by this man named Chad. I believe his name was Chad. She got married to this man named Charles, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff. It was kids involved, a teenager and a young kid, a 16-year-old daughter, and excuse me, I think he was like 6 years old, a 6-year-old adopted boy who was autistic, and it was all over the news because they was trying to figure out where are the kids, and it was missing reports going up, missing kids reports going up and everything. And then when they finally found her, she was down there in Hawaii with her new boo who started all this shit, and took advantage. And the kids was already gone. She wasn't looking for them kids. She didn't give a damn about them kids because they was already gone. Basically, what wound up happening is you have Lori, all right? Lori grew up in, I don't know if they said a Mormon-like household, but she was in a very religious household, you know what I'm saying? And for some reason, out of all the kids, it seems as though she was the one that really took extra hard to the religion. She was so by the book. She had a religious podcast, and it's like her thought pattern just became very delusional. Remember how, I think it was the documentary with the bad vegan and stuff, and how they were saying that, aliens will come down, or the family and all this shit. It was something similar to that. She's thinking that this person got a bad light on them. This one is bad light and all this stuff. They got the devil in them. They got this in them. They got that in them. And then you get hooked up with somebody who is doing the exact same thing, but he's doing it in a way that he's using it as a form of manipulation, as a form to prey on people. mentally, I feel as though that lady wasn't right already. And I feel as though she wasn't right ever since she was a kid. All right. But, it's one of those situations where people don't look into things like that. And they just think it's, she's just a little extra. She's a little eccentric or whatever. But no, I feel like they should have looked into her ass, because mama just wasn't right. For you to allow yourself to be as brainwashed as you was, and it really didn't take much, because she was already on that edge. And then this Chad guy comes in, who's supposed to be like a Mormon or whatever, and then he do his own thing. And he talking about I think he said like Jesus coming down to him or speaking through him, and he know when the end of days coming and all this other stuff. You get somebody like that that's already thinking on a tip in, all they need is a little bit of nudge, okay? And she followed him. Followed him. Mind you, it was shit in his past. Come to find out, his wife had died. They don't know how she died. And the lady, 2 years later, he with this lady. Mind you, he was already in communication with her. It was just really weird. And it was just so messed up, everything that just happened. Like, we need to, I don't know, like when we think about these cases, and for him, it was a money thing, because he wanted the money from the wife, the life insurance. Lori, she got married to this man, Charles, and everything was cool at first. But then, Charles started saying how she's been acting crazy. She's just been saying wild stuff and, saying this person is this and this person is that. Nobody wanted to believe him, because it was such a wild ass story what he was saying. So they was thinking as though he was the one that really was fucked up. So nobody was paying attention to him. She wouldn't let him see the kids and everything, and he was worried for him. And it goes to show how, when it comes to certain people like white women, and I hate to say this, certain particular white women can use their feminine wiles or whatever, their caringness a little bit, to get the police department on their side. Because when that man was looking for his kids and was telling them all the stuff that he had to go through, she lied and tried to say that, she kicked him out because he was cheating. No, she was the one that was actually doing the cheating. And he trying to get help from the police department when they actually found the lady. And this was before the kids passed away. They actually found the lady, and they really was just sitting up in there kikiing with her, like trying to make it seem like, oh, you're harmless, you're nothing. They really didn't do no police work, because if they would have really investigated and did what they needed to do, a lot of this shit could have been prevented. Them kids would have probably still been here. CPS should have been brought in, all right? She should have been mentally evaluated, okay? Because right after that whole incident, next thing you know, I think it was her brother came up in there and killed that man. Killed the man, and then she's lying to her older son, who it said that he had a heart attack, when in actuality, he was shot and killed in front of the house. And then the brother trying to say that it was self-defense. No, it probably was self-defense on Charles' end. And because old boy probably attacked him. That's what it seemed like, And after the man passed away, she tried to get his life insurance, and come to find out she's not a beneficiary, and so she can't get no money off of that. They leave and go to Idaho or some shit, and she up there with Chad. And basically they had some little plan or whatever, and it couldn't work without the spouses being dead. And so that's all it was. And then it went from that to everybody who had a dark spirit or whatever and was evil and all that stuff. They just had to go. And then, she made it up in her mind that, hey, the kids had to go too. So this whole time, they looking for the kids. The kids are buried on this man's ranch in Idaho, I believe. And these motherfuckers are out there in Hawaii. They are out there in Hawaii not giving a damn, all right? And when she gets arrested and he gets arrested, you could just tell, like, she's not there and she hasn't been there. I kind of felt bad a little bit, but then again, I didn't, because this whole docuseries, it just, stuff like this when it comes to religion, it's like a thin line that you have to cross, and you have to be careful, because yeah, we need, some people feel like they need religion in their life to guide them, to get them to, live accordingly, to develop their morals and all of this stuff or whatever, give them some structure in life. But then some people take religion and they go too far with it. They get into it too deeply and they try to do things too literal, or they get it to a point where it's warping. They have a warped sense of reality, and then you get other people who literally use religion, use people's vulnerability to prey on their weakness, to get them to do things that they want to do. That's why some people don't go to church, because they feel like church is a goddamn scam sometimes. We see some shit that been happening, okay? Y'all, I know y'all seen that whole shit with that bishop. We'll talk about that up in the what it is, but the bishop, Larry Whitmore, whatever, the one that got robbed doing his service, the one that's suing people and all that shit, he done choked out a goddamn parishioner and got caught on tape, and then trying to blame his race. Girl, please, you got caught on tape, okay? He's milking the system. And you hear situations like this where people actually are preying on people with religion, with all these crazy ideologies or whatever. It's just, oh my God, it's just like, it's scary. It's scary because people these days especially, they want to believe in something. They want to have some hope. They want to have some faith, especially with all of the stuff. Oh, my back trying to fucking cramp up. What the fuck? No, I'm sad. Hold on, y'all. Oh, there we go. Oh, I gotta go drink me a bottle of water. Anyway. They want to have something to believe in. They want to have something to put their faith in and to give them hope or whatever. And so they turn to religion. And then some people, as we know, twist religion to mean whatever it is that they want to mean for their agenda. The fact that we get religion and then you associate that with killing people, and not only killing people, but killing kids. That is the most heartless thing, okay? And that just goes to show, as I always says, just because you can reproduce do not mean that you should, all right? And you out here, I had to bring it up, like with the abortion laws and stuff that's happening. You could say, oh, you need to be careful if you're going to be out here doing this and doing that. And, you can be as careful as you want to. And it doesn't mean that, all the contraceptives that you use is going to actually, follow through. Sometimes they fail. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes accident happens. Sometimes you get taken advantage of. And then you get people who give birth to these kids and they really don't give a damn about them, or they're using them for their own purposes, for their own financial purposes, or to manipulate other people into giving them things or whatever, or abusing them and all this shit. We see it so many times. And I just want to know what exactly goes through a person's mind to make them come up with a scheme to use certain things against other people, to get rich off of, to use, to murder. I just need to go into the depths of these people's minds, because it is fascinating to me and crazy at the same time that people fall for this shit. People really be falling for this stuff, and we sit here and we be like, ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. And the honest truth is, even though we feel like I'm too goddamn smart for that, ain't nobody gonna manipulate me to do this, you just never really know. Unless you come across somebody that's really a good-ass con artist and just be talking that talk to you. Girl, I don't know. Baby, I'm telling you, Miss Lori and her husband and all them stuff, they remind me of Garrett and goddamn, what's her name? Garrett and goddamn Danielle from Seeking Sister Wives. I will never get over them. If they bring their asses back for another season, I am going to fucking fall the fuck out. The way that Danielle put that goddamn show on, I'm told y'all, I just had an uneasy feeling about them. The way he looks very manipulative. He looked like he probably a totally different person behind the scenes, and this is what he just giving us on camera, okay? And bitch, they could be another Netflix documentary coming up. I just don't know. I don't know. I didn't trust the bitch, okay? But, Yeah, I felt so bad. They was blaming the son at one point, thinking that he knew something about it. The son had to disassociate himself with the mom and all that shit. He found out something was going on when the 16-year-old daughter had texted him, and she was like, and this is what you have to do too. And this is good on the son's part. He knew something was wrong for real, when the 16-year-old daughter texted him in a way that she usually don't text, oh, you usually don't have capital letters, or you usually don't use punctuation and stuff, but yet you're using proper sentences and you're, capital letters and punctuation. You have to pay attention to your peoples. Because even if they can't tell you verbally that something is wrong, you have to look for the signs to see if something is wrong, if you know your peoples, okay? And yeah, they're about to go to trial. I feel they're still in jail. They haven't gone to trial yet, I think, but they're going to trial this year, I believe. But at the end of the day, they found the bodies on his, ranch, and she was covering for him. They all did the shit, and so yeah, they're gonna get life. You can't tell me no goddamn different. I hate when people would be fucking with kids. Like the kids, when I tell you they were so innocent. They were so innocent in all of this. And it's like, if you want to do your little scheming and shit, you want to go off the fucking deep end, bitch, go off the deep end with yourself and go play with somebody else. Leave these innocent ass kids alone, all right? I feel like anybody that do anything to a kid, whether you take their lives, whether you abuse them in any type of way, you deserve life in prison. You don't deserve no redemption. You deserve life in prison. Or you deserve, depending on how far it goes, you deserve the death penalty. That's how I feel. I really do. And I'm not necessarily here for the death penalty, but in certain situations, I would be okay with it. I would be okay with it. But yeah, sins of our mother. Look at sins of our father, that nasty bastard. Look at Bad Vegan. I spoke on that before. These are all like psychological shit. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all got some more I'm finna look at the Hammer. What is it called? The Hammer family, Arnie Hammer or whatever on Discovery Channel. Well, it's on the Discovery app. I want to get into that. If it's some other docuseries that y'all know and I should get into that I haven't mentioned before, excuse me, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Y'all, I done caught up with House of Dragons. Well, I gotta look at last night's episode. But correct me if I'm wrong, but when Game of Thrones was on, was it this much incest? I mean, I know we had Jaime Lannister and Cersei. Okay, we get that. That shit was disgusting, but goddamn, shit, bitch. The niece and the uncle in the whole house. What? And then wanted her to get married to her little brother who was only 2 years old just to keep the... I said, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Like, bitch, I would snap, okay, knowing that your best friend is now your queen/stepmama. Women didn't have a chance back then, okay? They was literally there for bartering tools, okay? We gonna barter for you, and to breed. Unfortunately, to have kids, produce a son, most likely. Girl, it is a mess. It's good, though, but it's too much incest for me. I be sitting here like this. Oh, my God, should I be watching this shit? I need to turn away, but I need to keep on with the story. The story is good. But, yeah. And fall TV is back this week. So, child, I'm going to have some stuff to be catching up on. But anyway, y'all put down in the comments some things that I should be looking at that I could possibly talk about. And I will see you guys later. Peace.